And hello, everybody. Good morning. Raise the seat up just a little bit. There we go. All right. Hope everyone is doing well today. So the premise of this is, let's get this going. And new and no and all right. That's really bright. Let's bring that over. All right. There we go. Hope everyone is doing very good today. Orange juice combined with pickles. What is what is that, Nico? How are you doing today? All right, so the premise of this, that was really loud. Let me check and see something. Hope you're doing good today, Nico. Actually, I think you're on the other side of the planet, so hope your day is finishing up, I guess is what I'm wanting to say. I think I have is it off? Okay. I have an app that boosts the volume, and it seemed like it was still on. 3:33. Okay. Very cool. Well, good afternoon for you. Okay, I've unmuted, so got an email. Sent out a notification. What is that? Yeah, see, the stream page is a little bit better, or is a little bit different than a scheduled stream page. So it's just so weird. So all right. So today we're going to discuss, that is not a door. I don't even remember where I found this. So it's basically what we're going to do. All right, we're not going to do it this way. We're going to do rectangles. We're going to do, I think, 5. And then we're going to copy and paste this. So they're definitely going to be all the same. Copy, paste, and then paste, paste, and paste. And then we'll go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. So there is an escape. So let's describe it as like an escape room. And there's a way to get out. You have 5 guesses, 5 tries, and every guess, the escape room moves. So if it's guess or 4, so we're going to need to count down from our 5 guesses, and then each guess randomly move the escape from side to side and have it be. And then you make your guess, and so on and so forth. So let's just go ahead and get started, because I don't even really remember. I should say that. I should say that a different way. I vaguely remember doing something like this. I think I did it on one of my Code Damn streams. I don't know if anybody is on here that found me, because on a few of my streams, some people got to my channel from watching Code Damn. And then also free Code Camp too. I think I've probably had more from Free Code Camp than Code Damn. All right, so yeah, I guess I've been on 3 different platforms: Cody Tech, Free Code Camp, and Free Code Camp, Code Damn, and Cody Tech. There we go. There are those 3. So we just need to get started. and let's call this, before we put it into a function, let's just get going. So we have our lives. Let's do life equals 5. So we start out with 5 lives. Now, our problem is our escape is going to move from options 1 through 5. So that automatically means we need to import random. So is there anybody new here, super new, that does not know about the random module? We'll take a little bit of a tour around. So get comfortable with dir and help. So those are all of the methods that are inside the random function. So randint. That sounds like something. So we're gonna have this jump around. So randint. Let's see what randint does. Now we did dir to just see the list. You could do help. It'll run the entire file documentation. But in Spider, it can be too large and it won't show everything. I moved the towel. It's trying to be fall around here really bad. It's still very warm at times around here, but it is trying to get cool so bad. Excuse me. All right. So help on random dot rand int. So what does this do? All right. Now this is important if you've already conditioned yourself with inclusive and exclusive. The only problem that you're going to need to rewire your brain in with randint is what you pass in. Both endpoints are used. I'm going to draw your attention to this right here. So making sure you're calling, why is this not? There we go. Both endpoints. So if I do 1, 5, it could do 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So very pertinent, slight variation of what we are used to with our inclusive and exclusive when we pass in 2 number arguments. Oh man, I forgot to do something. I need to make a morning checklist. All right, so now escape equals random dot rand int. Now, anybody on here know of a way that I could bring this in and only not have to use dot notation? How would I? Let's do this in a second. 1, 5. Let me copy this. Whoops. Let me copy this. Now, question. If I wanted this to work, what would I have to do in my Python script to make this a legal statement? Because right now it's saying I have no idea what you're doing. Just a little bit of a quiz. If anybody is working through this and paying really good attention. Also, if you are just jumping on here, we do have some people coming in and coming out, coming in and checking things out. If you've not hit the like button, go ahead and do that for me. But I want to draw your attention to it's not legal now. This could be legal. What would we need to change to make this a legal statement? Nico, you got any guesses? You probably already know. Is there anybody super new who knows what we need to change? All right, lighting looks pretty well. I could probably turn it down some since it's a little darker outside. All right, so if we were to make this work right here, I'm making a game in HTML, JavaScript, CSS. Oh, very cool. That is very cool. So if I were to want to make this legal, I would need to do from random import rand int. If I were to make this legal right here. Just wanted to show you an alternative way to save some memory and not need to overkill. But right now, I like to be thoroughly explicit and bring it in like this and not get too fancy, because what I found, if I get this too fancy and too refined, too optimized, it becomes too intimidating to newer individuals, and that's really the whole point of this channel, is to get everybody excited about programming and to make everybody feel comfortable about programming, and me trying to prove to everybody that everybody can learn programming. I promise you. I promise you can. If I can do it, anybody can. I know that sounds cliche, but I promise you the hurdles that I've had to overcome with learning and paying attention and basically rewiring my brain. So, all right. So here we are. We have our number of lives. We have our doors that we're going to guess. Now, I think everything just dropped. Sorry about that. Am I back? Because I just got an alert that OBS went completely down. All right. It did go completely down, and now it's back up to 4,500. I got a green. Is everything? Am I back? Awesome. Thank you. Ooh, I don't believe we've met before. WKD Lamb. How are you, Lamb? Or WK? Okay, cool. So if you just jumped on, appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button for me. So, all right, so we randomly picked our guess here. So we need to do something continuously. So we need to be doing while. So this is a solid Wicked Lamb. I like that. That's cool. All right, Wicked. I like that a lot. So this, we need to be doing while. So while true, we can go and set this up and have this be a variable, or while something is true. So, oops. So while life greater than 0. Apparently I look at the keyboard more than I think I do. All right. So why am I picking? Why did I pick this? Well, it's a game. You get to play the game while you have lives. So while you still have life left. So we're going to be. So this is our first decision. Now, let's see. So this needs to be down here. All right. First of all. Okay, so while I'm still alive, pick a door to escape. So now, all right, so because we want, this needs to be chosen first, right? Before we can, we're going to pick, oh, I know what that is. There's, yeah. Okay. So we're going to let the program randomly pick our doors. So do this. So now we need to prompt and ask the question. Or do we want to send some information? So why don't we tell them that what you have for your lives. So life and let's get that in there. Life. There we go. All right. So if you've not if you're new, super new here, and you have no idea what I'm doing here, I am taking a F string, which for me is the cleanest, because then I can pass in the information I want to display along with a variable, and the variables live inside curly brackets, and that's that. So all right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to, hey Vinky, how are you doing? Glad to have you here. If y'all haven't hit the like button, please go ahead and do that for me. I really appreciate it. Yesterday's stream went really well. We got like 10 hours worth of watch time, so that was absolutely awesome. I really appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. So today we're going to try to do something cool. We're doing a random guessing game. So basically you're stuck in an escape room. There's 4 doors. Excuse me. There's 5 doors. And each time you guess, if you do not get it right, the door changes. And you have 5 guesses. You have 5 lives. So what we've done so far is we've created, set our lives to 5. We are going to be continuously doing something. So that is a straight up while loop. And our measurement is while you have lives. And then we can break out of this when you get the door right. We can handle that in a little bit. All right, so first thing we have happen, we need to have the random escape door chosen. Then we're going to put out how many lives you have. So now we need to take in a guess, correct? That would be a fair decision of what would need to happen. So now we need to get an input from a user. So let's do this first. Enter a guess. Guess a door. Enter a guess for a door. And guess a door. Let's do this. Guess a door to escape. Yeah, I like that. All right, so now let's talk. All right, I'm gonna start closing some software. Give me a second, everybody. I need to start closing some stuff because I think I'm eating up a lot of memory. Give me 1 second. Don't want to close that. That's my class. Oh yeah, I started a visual certification because I know of Tableau. I had teammates help me get through some Tableau. All right, I should be back. Everything looks green. Is the OBS is back working? Is the stream working? Vinky, Wicked, or Nico, is everything back up? Because that's the only problem. Okay, there's this over there. The stream works perfect. All right. Thank you, Vinky. All right, so. Yeah, I don't need that, and I don't need that. Don't need that. Sorry, going through closing up some stuff. Don't need that. Don't need that. I already applied for that, and don't need that. All right, cleaned up a ton of memory. Yeah, I got it down to 41%. All right, okay. Let's get back to it. So now now I was reading a post the other day, and it said explain the input as if I'm a 5-year-old. So now let's take a peek at this under the hood in case you're super, super new and you don't want to ask. So help on input. So it's a built-in function, raw input, spider kernels, blah, 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 blah. What do I want to... This is not... Where am I looking? Prompt goes into a method. Returns a string. That's what I want you to see. So x equals input enter. This is what I want to show you. Bingo. Vinky's already on it. 8. Oh, let's just stick with that. Okay, so what is x? Wait a minute. We know what that is, and Vinky's already all over it. So a input function, it defaults for a string. It takes everything in, wraps it in a string. Now we also know that if it is a number, it is a digit. So Python understands that this is not just a normal string. This is a digit, so it's a convertible string. So I can do something completely legal like this. Boom, just like that. So now my door guess, or I wrap int, just like this. Now, but if I need to do it like this, because I converted it. Actually, I did like not a conversion. So now when I do 3 and I call x, it takes it in and saves it because it's doing this on the right side of the equal sign, the assignment. If you do it on the right side, it becomes part of the variable. Super important. All right. So now let's get after it. And so our guess. So what do we need to do next? We need to test some equivalency, right? So the computer, let's just say we picked 4. Now we need to come over here and check and see. Does the guess and my guess, the escape and the guess, are they equivalent? So boom, let's do that. So if guess equivalent to escape, then we need to do something. So if it is, so you get to escape if it is so print let's see. There we go. Well done. You managed to escape. Escape. Sorry. Let's put an exclamation point because you just escaped. All right. Now, if we do this, do we need to do anything else? Well, we need to break because now, do we need to handle anything, any uppercase, lowercase? No. Now, what happens if they typed in, we're going to handle this later, but what happens if they entered an R? it would throw up. So we need to handle this in a minute. User error. So we're going to be building things that we need to. So we're going to make a little note here, and we're going to come back and handle this. We're going to get this to work in a perfect world, and then we're going to come back and we're going to handle how to do this. All right. So if you guess the door, you get to escape. Well done. You managed to escape. Break. Now else, let's see. We need to. Oh well, right now. Hang on. So when you start the game, you have 5 lives. But right after something happens, really, you have 1 life left, right? So we're going to, because we're going to be looping through this. So after we tell them, we could handle it down here, but I don't want to forget. So we tell them how many lives, and then we go ahead and take 1 because they're using it, right? So you have 5 lives. Then we tell you, then we take 1 from you. All right. So we need to account for this. So now else, what do we need to tell them? No. We need, let's see. We need to do guess. You guessed an incorrect door. Guess again. What do we want to do? You guessed a wrong door. Guess again. Yeah. Okay, I like that. Now, is that everything? Because let's see. Oops. Continue. Because I don't want anything to happen here. I just want to shoot back. So is everybody here seen continue and break? So what I'm doing here is breaking out of the loop. When I hit a continue, I come. So whatever I do below here, it basically fast tracks it and goes right back up to here. Does this test, comes through. So let's think of all the paths that we're going to have to do. Now, what happens? We need to have a path when you run out of guesses, too. Oh, and we need to also, for right now, print escape, because we need to test all of this. So we're going to block this. When we get this working and it's done 100%, we'll comment this out so we can do it. So all right. So our first path is, let's see. Let me check OBS. 4,700. That's pretty good. So let's go through all our paths that we could happen. So we guess after our last guess. So we go through and we guess door 4, guess door 3, door 5, door 1, and our last guess, we still aren't guessing right. We guess door 1 again. So if we still lose after 5 guesses, what do we need to have happen? So we need to tell them that they lose. You did not escape and you died. So if they don't guess, else. But, so you guess the wrong door, guess again. You only get this message if you still have a life left, right? So if life greater than 0 and continue, else, what do we want to say? Else you died, you did not escape. Let's see, hang on. Print you did not escape and you died. Is that too rough? Do we want to say what the door is to show the last door was? The last door was... No, you just... We don't need to get fancy because we can do this up here. All right. So then... Now, here's where do we want to play again. So let's think about this. Let's see. So path 1, you guess, breaks out, done. If it doesn't have a guess, but you still have more lives, guess the wrong door, continue back up here. So now you have either escaped or you died, and you'll get to here. So now let's say, do you want to play again? How about we test, before we get too fancy, let's run this, because this is a lot. I've written a lot. All right, so we have 5 lives, and the door was 5. So we're going to not guess the correct. Actually, let's guess the correct door and see if our happy path comes out. Well done, you managed to escape. Program ends. All right, cool. Run it again. Now we're going to guess the wrong door, and we should be down here. So we're going to guess the wrong doors until this, and let's see what happens. So we're going to guess door 5. All right, so you guessed a wrong door, you guessed the wrong door, you guessed a wrong door. We'll work on that. So then we need to guess 3, guess 4, guess 3 again, guess 1. All right, guess the door. You did not escape and died. You did not escape and you died. All right, that seems a little morbid. All right, so now, those seem to be working. So now what we need to do is we need to handle do you want to play again? And we'll be out of, let's check my indentions. So don't forget, indentions are decision points. Did I guess right? Did I guess wrong? And then there's 2 buckets of if you guessed wrong. Do you have more lives to live? Then you get to play again. And or are you out of lives and then you fell down here? Now, if you can't grasp what the else is doing, you can just do an elif. So we haven't actually explicitly talked about that. So you're able, if you need to see what the else is doing, just do an elif, just to help you until you get very comfortable with, well, what am I doing? What is this bucket? What does this bucket do? And then you can comment out and say what it's doing. So this is when guess is wrong. This is a great idea for beginners when you're going and you're starting to learn. So you don't have to remember, like, what does this one do? And I even had my project manager, what he would do, the one who really showed me some stuff. Hang on, I think somebody. Awesome. I'm glad to have you here. Ibna? But we are glad to have you here. If you've not joined the Discord server, that is a perfect place for you to go. There is a invite link down in the description of the video. So go ahead and join there. That is the fastest, most efficient way and easiest way to share and really have a chat, a discussion back and forth, and especially more complex, because you can reach out to me and put comments in videos, but it's harder to have a lengthy discussion and especially share concepts or ideas. So it's really easy to post those and also share code, because Discord is basically built for that. I don't know if that was the original intent, but it is built into the dynamics of the Discord servers. Is you use certain syntax and you can paste in code or write code, and it's 100% compatible with copying, and it'll have the same indentions and the scope and layout is completely readable, and it actually changes the context. You can go in there and look at any of the the general Python. Somebody posted some code just a week or so ago. When was that? When Jacked was needing some help about a week ago. Yeah, it was a week ago. Wow. Sorry, that was a little bit of a bigger drink than I was expecting. Been doing that recently. Makes me feel. And I gotta put a new towel, and I found some clothespins. Shows you my age. All right, Discord link is invalid. Really? All right, hang on. Let me look. That's how everybody is getting to it. I'll look later. That's crazy, because yesterday's stream we picked up like 4 or 5 people. So I'll look at that in a few minutes and see, because that's been the same link that I've used, and I mean it's built into my the base for all of my recordings for all my published videos. That is one thing that YouTube did that was so awesome. It was you're able to build in basically a template of what you want everything to be, and it's been the same one. And like I said yesterday, all right, actually I'm gonna go ahead and look now and see. Let me find Discord. Yeah, that's the same one, ending in BG6Y. Let me put it here. I'll just put it directly into chat, and you guys try it and let me know. Oh, somebody just joined. Let's see. Tone toe. Who was that? Because that one just worked, and that put us at 319, which is absolutely mind-boggling. My kids are envious. But we have a pretty cool community here, so I appreciate it. Ow. Trimmed my nails last night for jiu-jitsu class, and now I can't open anything because I got to keep them so short, because I almost ripped. Well, I did tear a few of them away from the skin a couple weeks ago, and that was awful. That was really bad. They just started bleeding everywhere. All right. But, sorry. That grosses some folks out. Sorry. Didn't mean to bring that back up. All right, so we need to solve this. We have a little bit. So right now we do not have. So it just, if you win, yay, and then it just stops. But the classic is, do you want to play again? So what do we want to do? So we're in here. So print do you want to play again? And then close, and then answer, input, yes, no. All right, so now we need to handle this. So what way? Okay, I want to enter this Discord link. I can't click the link from YouTube, but okay, cool. Oh, awesome. All right, glad you're there, Wicked. Yeah. And if you have any questions you want to ask, that's the perfect place to do it. And if you want to share code, or if you're stuck on something, just post it there, and we can either talk about it here. Probably end up talking about it here, because if you have the question, somebody else has it, and it's great topics, great problem solving, great order of operations, all of these things, because right here we need to handle something. So because if we reset, we need to the game starts over, so we need to handle some things. All right. I think somebody just posted. I think Jan just posted something. Hang on. I want to read. Sorry, I have to look it. All right, Jan, I'll take a... Jan, are you here? Are you watching? So, just got a message from one of my moderators. All right, so I just want to make sure I looked at it right. Let's see. Oh, we're taking in the answer right now, so let's just make sure it works. Again, don't... guess we can guess the door. Okay, so I already have a problem. Okay, so we do not need the break because we have the answer. So this... Well done, you escaped. Yep, okay. So the break, not a break. All right, escape. There we go. All right. Well done. You managed to escape. Do you want to play again? Yes or no? Okay, yes. Okay, this is 5. Now, that was a false positive because I just typed in no and it went back to it. And if you look, my lives are still going down. So now let's break here. So we need to handle this. If answer equivalent to... You can handle this either way, so we need to make a decision. So let's build this off of if they say yes. So all right. And let's see. Haven't seen Jan, but he posted. Oh, I think he just... So didn't get to read all of it. I don't want to have dead air. But yeah, if you're brand new here, Python was built to serve a purpose, and it was the rudimentary was to solve all sorts of problems. So I like to describe that it's because I tried over the decades to learn quite a few different programming languages, and it's just, and even the communities, it's just not a snobby language. Everybody who knows Python wants everybody to know Python. All right, so did this on purpose to really draw your eyes, because I want you to start thinking about everything. Bingo, Vinky's already on it. Now, there's a little bit of a step before here. So every time you are asking the user for information, it could go wrong. So I'm doing this on purpose. So if y pass else rake. All right, let's check something. And Vinky's already done this, so life gets reset to 5. And boom. All right, so now I guessed the right door. Do you want to play again? No. Okay, shoot. So by default, so I'm explicitly, so anything other than Y. But let's do this again, so I'll show you. Just got something. Did I not turn my volume up? Seriously? All right. Nico didn't go through the checklist, didn't have the volume up or volume on my speakers. All right, so we just picked up another. We're at 320 on Discord. Fantastic. Very cool. Very cool. All right. So now we're going to check this again, and we're going to find so I'm going to guess the door. Do I want to play? Yes. Now, why did that happen? Because again, I am interacting with a user, and I am looking at it for a lowercase y. So what happens if they typed yes? So we need to handle this. Check this out. So I guess 3, and I type in yes, and it still ends. So we need to think about yeah, yes, why. Oh, wait a minute. So answer is a string. So dir on answer, there's a lot. Lower. So I love this. So it's already lower. So check this out. Dot lower. I'm going to make this. So if you've not seen this before, let's look at it. So make this capital. X capital. X dot lower. So now X is still, but I did not convert it. So if I put it on this side of my equal sign, this is legal, and it stores answer here. But now that's handling, so I'm making everything lower. I'm looking for lower. Got it. But now what happens if they typed in yeah or yes? So we handle this. Is the first letter 0 index? So I could type in, look at this. Grab my door. Yes. all caps, still works because I'm lowering every morning, Dax. I'm here to say good morning and hit the like button before returning to work. Awesome, Dax. I appreciate it. You're a great sport and a great supporter. Fantastic. Hope work's going well. Kind of beginning to miss that myself. Working through about halfway through my course. I'm on module 2 or 3 out of like 7 for a Tableau certification. Had teammates walk me through some changes, but I've never built anything from scratch. So what we're doing here is we're doing a guessing game, and the premise is you're in an escape room. You have to pick a door, but the problem is after you pick a door, the door changes. I think I missed some of that. There you go. That's way too. There we go. Better. So that's the escape route. You pick door 4. We're going to let Python grab another random door, so on and so forth. You have 5 guesses to guess a randomly changing door. So now where we are is now we're handling the input from the user. We still need to come up here and handle this one because they could just do whatever. And technically, what happens if we don't understand their guess? This really, actually, let's explicitly say this because elif, yeah, we're going to be explicit in what we're going to do today. Else, how would we do this? So in case we didn't understand, so if, let's say they entered P. Guess the door. Do we want to play? No. There we go. All right, so we need to, let's go through, let's say we don't recognize their guess. This is a perfect one. So didn't think about this in the other example that I did in the other live stream. So order of operations. This is such happy path, ugly path. If you ever are fortunate enough to get a job that you're actually building stuff for an end user, Dax can speak to this. You've got to think about the worst case scenario of what happens if they press this button and that button, and will it explode and die? There was a meme that I saw the other day, and Dax, I don't know how much testing you have to do for edge cases in your job. But what it was is a QA engineer walks into a bar, orders 1 beer, orders 4 trillion, so, orders a -1 beer, then orders like gobbledygook, and it passes all the tests. Then a customer walks into the bar, asks where the bathroom is, and the bar explodes. So what the point of that story is, and that meme is, no matter how much you try to plan and think about everything, you do not know how the end user is going to be using the tool that you're building. That it's your vision and their vision, and you're trying to answer all the questions. There was also a video basically of that whole thing, and it was the round peg square hole thing, where it had all the shapes, and the programmer showed them, and it had the end user, and they were making them all fit, making all the shapes fit through the one oblong rectangle, and the programmer was just over in the corner just like twitching and freaking out. But it was possible because it wasn't programmed the way to defend it. So now let's rethink this whole thing. What happens if we get What happens if we get please or help? What would the path be? So I guess, and I type in help. It goes all the way back to the start, doesn't remove any lives, and keeps going. So let's defend against this. So basically, this needs to be another while loop, right? That's what I'm thinking. Let's see if this works. So we just ran this as subsequent isolated code. So if anything goes wrong here, we can revert back. That's also why I like to do this. So I'm not running. So if you haven't heard me talk about this, you can run F5. Hello, how are you? It's I like that. I like that a lot. If you've not joined the Discord server, go ahead and do that. That's the best place. We do have some very beginners here, so we're going over a very cool problem. It's a little bit of an obscure situation, but it handles a lot of the situation. So you're in an escape room. You have to guess a room. The caveat is when you guess your door, it moves. The guess moves. Your escape path. Awesome. Your escape path changes. So the reason why it's not very realistic, maybe there is an escape room that is like that, but I like this as it's close to a real world challenge, and it handles a lot of the programming things that you're going to run into. Interacting with a user. Whole host of problems, because we're dealing with it right now. We're dealing with that down here. No, close. We're dealing with that right here because a user is going to be in a hurry. They're going to think, they're like me, dyslexic. Oh, I think I know what you're asking, whilst I did not read the entire statement, and I begin to answer the question that my brain has come up, and they just do something crazy. So let's move this over. Now, let's see. We have all sorts of. Let me go. We got some more folks joining the server. Very, very cool. All right, so we're at 321. That's kind of cool. All right. Let's see what happens. Now, the problem with this design, if you haven't worked with breaks before or continue, break will only get you out of the first. So we have a nested while loop. So I have a break here. It will only get me out of the first one. So let's test this. Else, pass, else, please, you guys can make sure you guys can see that. Please enter a Y in. Let's be explicit. Please enter a Y or N. All right, let's try this again. We're going to check our happy path. Oh, we are stuck in the middle of something. Okay, here we are. And again, if this breaks, we'll just revert back. Reverting back is a huge... Do you want to play again? Please enter no or... So now we want to break out of this. So I want to hit... Do you want to play again? No. Bingo. So I have a problem. So where would this path need to go? So I break out of here. Let's do this. Break. Break. Throwing something against the wall. Let's see what happens. Because we'll be stuck here. This is feeling ugly. I think it's heading out of control pretty quick, because right now, let's try it. That feels very, very ugly. All right. Gobbledygook. Please enter. So I want to play. I don't want to play. Let's see what happens. Okay, that worked. Now let's do yes. 5. Do you want to play yes? No. Gobbledygook. Yes. Bingo. Problem. Break. So we're stuck in the while loop. Go back up here. Break, break. Okay. Break. If answer equals, I gotta test this again. Something about this, I think I'm missing a very simple control here. But we're gonna get it to work, and it's not anything of complexity that is costing a lot, because we're just going through. So all right. If ands equals y, yeah. Continue. Else. Break. Alright, let's try this again. Oh, we're stuck. Alright, let's come up here. I don't really like that, but we need to try all the paths. So we did one of these the other day, and we got stuck in a loop where we were having to do it twice. So guess one, gobbledygook. Please enter yes, no, cool. All right. 1, no, gobbledygook, no. All right, cool. Is there another path? Let's die and see what happens. Yeah. Let's die and check this. 5. Ooh, so we need to. The guess is, so it can't be. We still need to do this. So I just thought about it. Would we let them do a door 10? So we need to handle that if they put in non-integer and a non-integer between. Yeah, we need to handle that. So all right, we need to die. We need to die here. So guess a door 3, door 2, door 3, door 5. All right, you did not escape and you died. Do you want to play again? All right, we should be in the same path. Yes. Bingo, problem. There we go. Do you want to play again? Yes. And we did not go in the correct. We got, do you want to play again? So where did we go? So we entered garbage. You can, you can use else instead of while true. Well, all right, but I want to continuously, on what line? So we can talk about the same. So we're talking about, Vinky, tell me what line. So we're both, so our, because you can use an else instead of a while true. Are we talking about 417? But I need to have it check, because if 417, all right. But we need to, again, this is, you have to, how would we handle, if we handled an else there, if we had an else there and the user input garbage, what would we do? So you're saying, I guess, well, I'm going to take what you said and kind of tweak it a little bit. We could do an else and then do the while loop inside the else and then break out. So it would get stuck in a loop only if they, because right now I have everything in the loop and I'm causing redundant checks here. And this is what I do not like. I think this feels very sloppy to me because I'm doing the same check twice. So I think you're partially correct. I think the location may be incorrect. So I think if they enter garbage, we have them get stuck in a loop. But right now, let's see if we can fix this and see what the problem is. And let's see if we can follow this path. Well, let's close this. Let's kill that. All right. So do you want to play again? Yes or no? And please enter. And then I come up here. Aha. Needed another break. Let's try, Vinky, let's try this, but I think I know where you're going with this. This should be stuck maybe down here in our else, where they're constantly, if they do, well, no, then I go into a circle of death. All right, let's check this out. All right. 4. Gobbledygook. Yes. Perfect. All right, that worked. Then now let's guess. Shouldn't be. Is there a different path? Because we have them separated. So I'm trying to think of all of my paths through here. Let's get it right. Do I want to enter? No. Okay. Do I want to play again? No. Let's do it again. All right. So we went all the way to the end. Yes. No. One more time. I think we may have our happy path. Did you see what the problem was, Vinky? That I wasn't breaking out of here. So when we put this in a while loop, we weren't breaking. So if they enter, so we're inside this to handle, we're looping continuously. So this is my argument for 417 being a while loop. Because you're going to get stuck in here only if you give me a valid response. And the reason why we got stuck there with the 2 Ys. No, back up one more. With the 2 Ys right here. Because when I got a Y, I did not break free of this. So we get you get to get free of this while loop if you answer correctly. If you give a proper response, you get to break free of this. If you give me garbage, you're stuck in this loop repeatedly. And you go from there. And then we could argue. Cool. We could argue that this should be on the outside. Because if we look, do you want to play again? Do you want to play again? Enter a yes or no. Do you want to play again? So, yeah, I would actually argue that needs to be on the outside. So let's come up here. And boom, boom. Let's run it again. All right. 5 gobbledygook. Please enter yes or no. Yes or no. No. Perfect. All right. So now, we've handled user. Okay, handled. Now. Now this one, we need to think of everything. So if I were to come up here, run this again, and now I have my insert button. I don't know when I pressed that. Okay, F9. Okay, and there we go. Crashed. So that's not good. So what do we need to do to handle? Actually, let me read Jan's post, that the comment that I don't think Jan's been able to make it on the stream today. When you talked about how Python not being a snobby language reminded me of an old joke. Rose, the pH of the water. Rose, the pH of the water I've gotten is 0.0001% lower than ideal. Guess I'll die now. Dylan, wow. Concrete, time to grow on this thing. So Python is the dealing. Okay, I like that. I like that, Jan. All right. Okay. I digress. So now we need to handle. This. So what do we do when we're going to take stuff from a user and it could crash? It could crash our program. Let's see. Oops, just knocked over my mouse. I haven't used try except in a while. Try. Let me find some code. Yeah, okay. Print. Yep. So guess what? Gonna have some more. Come down here and then break and then else. Please enter a digit number. Valid number. Valid. Because what happens if they typed in or typed out 5? A valid number. Integer. Valid integer. Is that integer? I feel like that's integer. ER. And I am not a speller. All right, so let's see. Please enter a valid. Continue. Yeah, we don't need continue because it'll just go through. So, all right, let's check this. Oops. Now this is getting a little perfect. F9. Gobbledygook. Please enter a valid integer. Perfect. Now, let's try 4. Went through. Well done. You escaped. Do you want to play again? No. Let's see. Do you want to play again? Yes. Let's make sure. Please enter a valid integer. Oh, got one. Because if it's valid, but if it's wrong, we need to do something. Yep. You guys will like. I think you guys will like this. So now, what happens if it's not 1 through 5? So we need to tell them. We need to remind them that, and also we need to tell them the doors. We could actually do something and have the doors printed out on the screen. That would be kind of cool. I don't know. You guys want to do that? You guys want to print out and do it as like an old crazy text file and have like dots. Here we go. And dot in the spaces. Oh, and we could take ones and have like little ones like this. Check this out. So we could do that. I don't even know if I could do this. I've seen this before where you take a bunch of ones or the character and you make the character out of, that's not good. Let's go back. Out of the character. So you'd make a 1 and the only characters you could use are the 1. That would, I do not have the patience to do something like this, but that would be kind of cool. Maybe that could give you guys something to do if you need looking for a passion project to do. So now I've made a 1 out of 1 characters, but that would be some teeny tiny font that we'd have to do. But all right. Here we are. So now, one, do we want to? No. All right. So we are starting to really handle this, and this is becoming a very robust program right now, which is the point of all of this, is you want it to be a high functioning, very rigorous program that it can handle anything from the user. So right now we're handling a lot. But if they guess door 100, you guessed, okay, first of all, let's fix that. You guessed a wrong door. Let's get that right. That's going to drive me bananas. All right. Oops. But guess door 100. You're out of range. So if, or negative 100. I mean, you guessed the wrong door, but I mean, that's not really good. So also we need to tell them to escape, print to escape, pick a door between 1 and 5. All right, so that's kind of cool. All right, so we're given more information, and we're passing on to the user to escape, pick a door between 1 and 5. So right there, we should say you've guessed. Do they lose a door? Let's make a decision. Do they lose a guess if they guess a door out of range? Okay. Let's do that. Let's get this. So if they guess an invalid door, let's not take that. They didn't understand. We didn't explain well enough. So if it's in here, so we need to move this. Sorry, if they guess an invalid door, so if they guessed a number, it can be converted. Let's come in here. How do we want to think about this? So if they guess a valid guess, they lose a life. If they guess an invalid guess, they do not lose a life. What? Let's go back. So what's my output? If they guess this. Okay, so it goes back to guess a door to escape. Please enter a valid integer. It goes back and they go guess a door to escape. Okay, all right. So I feel comfortable about that. I like that. I like that path. But we're only going to take a life from them if they guess a valid door. So it has to be between right here. Everybody understand why I'm moving this down here? Because we want to clear. We're only going to take the life away if they guess a valid door. Now if it has to be, now we need to test. If guess, may need to do this backwards. So we're going to look and see if less than or equal to guess and 5. So the way that I like to do this, oh my goodness, break. Else print enter a guess between 1 and 5. All right, let's try this now. No, shoot. 9. All right, gobbledygook. All right, 100. Now, let's see if yes, because now gobbledygook, door 4. All right, awesome. So my gobbledygook did not. Okay, at first I thought I said, there's my dyslexia. Oh, I escaped. Nope, wrong door. Guess again. And my gobbledygook did not take away a life. So they do not get penalized. And then also, let's enter 1. All right, so awesome. So if they enter garbage, they do not lose a life. If they enter an invalid door, they do not lose a life. They only lose a life if a valid door is entered. So I think this is pretty good. Let's still make sure that if we guess all the wrong doors continuously, we still have a happy path here. Because that's the one thing with end-to-end testing is you've got to test every single path that goes through. When I got moved over to my last little group, I got put in charge of a portal that was saving Walmart a ton of money, and it was a online interactive internal website, and what it was doing was it was basically cataloging an item. One, it was checking to see if it was a valid item. So that was the 2 big buckets. And then as the buckets went down, there were layers upon layers upon layers of buckets inside of buckets inside of buckets. And we had to test every single path. And it was mind-boggling. And it really opened my eyes to understanding. And what we did is before we even started testing, we cataloged every single one. We made a spreadsheet of all the paths, and we tested them. And if things went well, great. If there were any bugs, we had to document it because we took it back to the developer and said, "Here, we need to get this. We need to get these fixed." It's all about knowing all the paths, knowing all the decision points. Guessing 1, guessing 3. Oh, so we're in the middle of this. Let's guess 500. All right. Guess a number between 1 and the doors. Right now it's. Ooh, we need to test and make sure that it's still door 1. Awesome, it was because we just guessed it. Yes. And then now we need to do gobbledygook. Make sure that we're down here. And so we test wrong gobbledygook, test an invalid door, and make sure that now after those 2 paths, perfect. 2, you managed to escape. No. Okay, well, I feel very confident that we have covered all the paths that are pertinent to this, and I want to just show you everything that we went through. And because now let's comment this out, and let's do this. Oh, now let's wrap this in a door game. Def door game. And move everything over, and then we're just gonna. There we go. Boop-a-doo. So now watch. If you've not seen this before, now I'm going to show you something. So now this is completely live. To escape, comma, I should have a comma. Pick a door between 1 and 5. Let's test everything. Please enter 500. Okay. Door 1. You guessed the wrong door. Guess again. Life 4. Okay, so I guessed 1. Guessed 2. Guessed the wrong door. Guessed 1 again. Guessed Guessed 5. Okay. Guessed 3. I died. Okay. Check that. Yes. Okay, now I'm getting for real. All right. 3, 2, 1. Seriously? I died again? All right. No. So, all right. So it seems to be working. Is there anything that has popped up? This has been an hour and a half. Is anything popped up on Discord that anybody might need help with? Is there anything anybody's stuck on that they could... Oh, and I also wanted to show you this. So now that we put this all into memory underneath a function, so now I can call door game, and it will... And now I can just continuously sit here and play. Because I did not remember this being this hard, but I guess it's a 1 in 5 chance. I have a 20% chance to guess the door every single time. Okay, finally, after 3 games, I got out. All right, don't know who else here. It's a small little group. Anything that somebody is just saying, I'm stuck on this. Is there anything that anybody is stuck on or having a challenge doing anything that they'd like an extra set of eyes? Because I promise you, I used to do that all the time. Had 2 great partners that when I would get stuck, and I've even walked away from it, and I try to think about it, and I go, hey, I just can't. And even looking at the Python, it would be somebody that I would need to talk it out with them. So I would be verbalizing the paths through the things and why it wasn't working and why I was getting a result that I wasn't expecting. Because that's what you're going to get when you're trying to build something at first. You're going to get a output that feels weird. I was talking to an AI. It started calling you a potato assassin. That's interesting. Where was this? Where was this AI, Nico? I hope it wasn't Chat GPT. I doubt it was. But yeah, AI. I mean, AIs are very interesting, but all they know is what they've been trained. I think, what is it, Reddit? I think their main source of income is their data sets, and they're leasing them out. They're allowing Chat GPT to have access to it, which I could only imagine the sheer amounts of data that you're going through and how you would catalog it, because you have to classify it. And oh my God. And I wonder what techniques they use for structured and unstructured and supervised and unsupervised learning. Because if you allow too much unsupervised learning, it can surmise the wrong inferences. So, but yeah, it's like, there's all kinds of things that are going through my head right now. But I think we've handled pretty much everything here. Any pressing, it's like, man, I just don't get why this is Vinky's. I was thinking about, I was thinking to add ASCII strings or emoji strings to door or something for more visible display, but oh, that would be interesting. So to actually have this output and have the little doors, because I did one of those. Didn't I do that with blocks? And we built something along the lines of we did the top and the bottom. Hang on. Where we did something along these lines. It's pretty close to what we did yesterday, where we do something like this. And we print that out, and then we have that be the box. Ooh, so we could do the doors. Vinky, you want to start building the doors? Because it could be something like this. How would we do that? So we have the top. So, or boundary, top, bottom. We call it top, bottom. Okay, def. Top, bottom. Let's see. I tried a group chat with an AI, but I had to choose every time an AI spoke, so I'm gonna make my own where the AIs can talk to each other. Oh, Vinky's got it. Oh, I love it. I would assume that Python can support the emojis. I don't know. Let's figure this out. Python emoji library. Guess what? There is a okay. There is a hang on. We would need to do this in one of the older versions. Oh, hang on, ow. I love that. Vinky, I love that. Okay. Press Winky plus show emoji menu. I'm back. Hey, Dex. So what we're looking at is Vinky was thinking about putting little emoji doors, and I don't think I can do it in Spider because it's a whole thing to get a new package. Anaconda is very helpful, but it's very particular. But we could do it with an old. That would be super cool. And right now I just went and checked, and there is a module emoji. So let me what version is this? This is 3.6. Let me get 3.8 open. Hang on. Where in the world is 3.8? 3.8, 3.8. All right. I don't think I have anything pertinent in here that you guys don't need to see. Let me make sure. There's no file names, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. All right. So does everybody know how to get to install pip? To install anything new, any new module. So if you have pip installed on your computer with the path, so the best way is you go to the folder where you want it to go. You go to your file line and type in command. You get a command prompt in that location. So, hey, how are you doing? Athevard. Yeah, it was Athevard, right? I hope you're doing well. Trying to think I'm trying to think of where, because we're starting to get the same folks over and over again, which is so cool. But all right, right now we're finishing up a door guessing problem, and it's not super complex, but it has all the essence of everything that you will run into. User, handling the user, because the user will come up with a way to break your stuff. So never assume that your whatever you build, your product, your tool, There you go. Your tool that you're making is going to be used in the way you designed it, because that's in your head. And if you're working with a partner and you're building it for them, even though they're saying the words, they are not completely saying everything that's in their head, and they're not doing it on purpose. I'm just telling you from experience. It is impossible. You can get to close to it. You can get to 99%, but you will not get to 100% of what they have envisioned in their head out unless they draw it. That's why storyboarding, that's why artists and movie producers, it took me a while to figure this out. I thought the storyboarding and the modeling and everything like this was a complete waste of time. No, it saves millions of dollars. It saves so much time and energy. And then if you think about, then it removes any confusion, any stress, any miscommunication. Then it compounds. So I know that's into the weeds, but we are handling all sorts of things, from a user inputting non-valid and things like this. Now what we're doing is we are looking at improving this a little bit and using some emojis. So they're actually, this is why I love Python so much, is there's a module for everything. So there's actually a emoji module right here. And I'm about to install it into one of my older versions of Python. Anaconda is great, but it can be a really big pain to get stuff installed. So let's take a peek. Let's take a peek of what we need to do. So to go back a step, let's see. What I did is, this is where I want it to go in my Python 3.8. Now I know I have an older version, but that's what I have, and it doesn't matter. It's Python. So yes, you can argue, I want to be more up to date. Well, you can get backwards compatible modules. So you go to your folder where everything is, you type in command, and you get this prompt in that location. So pip, if you've never done a pip install, it's this. It's this simple. What is it? EMOGJI. And it literally does all of this for you. So it's going out to the repository of where everything is saved on PyPip, the PyPy, and then it goes and finds the module. And then the reason why I like doing this is it also installs every version for you. So now, let's see, do I have 3.8? Let's get 3.8 open. And give me a second. Here comes 3.8. Import emoji. Bingo. So now let's look. Here is here's all the emojis. So I may toy around with this today and see if I can get this installed onto Anaconda, because like I said, it can be very, very challenging. But so what I want to point out is if it needed any dependencies. Type extension, yes. So, all right, bingo. So I want you to look right here. So I went, this is why pip is so clean and so good, and why you need to get comfortable with it. So it also installed not a library that use pip or safe. Watch out for viruses. Yeah, but it's pretty standard because you're going through there. You're pulling it off Python backed But yes, you don't want to install anybody's modules. No, 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 no. 100%. You want to be very careful of where all you're getting everything. But what I want to show you is if you use pip and you have pip installed and the path for the pip installed correctly, all of those installed, when you do this in your location of where you're going to have it be, and this is a perfect example of prep work. So if you've taken the time to set this up properly, I've had to rewire my brain on spending extra time for setup, extra time for prep work, because when I was first learning, I was just throwing stuff against the wall, downloading stuff, and it was all scattered everywhere. And I was like, oh, I don't need to learn to have the path set up right. I can do that. Well, all I did was just make things. Oh, it was so all over the place. Packages were here and there and everywhere. Sounded like a Dr. Seuss book. But, all right, so when you do this correctly, if you look really, really close, this handles all the dependencies for you. So it actually downloaded. So even though I'm getting emoji, I'm also getting these other two. So there's this, then type extension, then type extension, because I need to have it older, and then here I am. And downloading type extension, collecting type extension and emoji. So with one action, it actually downloaded, looks like it did one, then the latest version. But I got this, and it had a dependency of this, and it handled all of that for me. Let's see. Oh wow, okay. So they don't pip does not check any of that, because if that's the case, if what is it? Search pip. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so if you're not familiar with pip, try to be, because the more advanced you get, what is it? Pip show, pip list. Hang on. Pip list. So yeah, here's everything that I have installed. And here are the versions. And I have videos on this as well of how to go and upgrade certain packages, because things do become okay. That's good information, Nico. So and you can go through here and also then set a requirements. So as you're building things and you become more complex, you build files that, hey, here are the dependencies that we have to, or environments. So you're not eating up everything on your machine. You're only creating a package with certain environments and certain modules operating inside of that. And then you're sharing that with others. So they're like, hey, I'm about to install this. I've got to have these modules with at least this up-to-date version, and you can handle all of that. Like right here, you can see that it's telling me that I am running what version of pip do I have? What is it? Pip show, pip check, pip inspect, and then you got easily uninstall packages, things like that. Is it pip version? But right now it's telling me new release, and then that's the command to go ahead and update for your pip. So if you're unfamiliar with pip and path and installing outside modules that are not automatically installed on your computer, you're going to want to become familiar with it, because the more advanced you get and the more you spread your wings and you're using other people's modules and libraries, you're going to want to spread your wings and become very comfortable with that. All right. So we're coming up on 2 hours. Let's see. What is that? Okay. We are at hour and 51. Anything? I liked that idea, Vinky. I don't know if we'll be able to start that now, but so did you have emoji already installed on your machine to have those doors come up? Because I like that a lot. Don't know if I'll be able to put it on Anaconda to do that tomorrow. Don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. I haven't had a chance to really solve the parenthesis problem, which I hate because I know the person was really trying to figure that out on Discord, and I've already forgotten who that was. Let's see. Because I really thought I had a dynamic sliding window problem, but I realized that it's not, and I'm having to really wrap my head around that because we were sliding over with our longest substring, but I don't call that a dynamic window because when we got to a stopping point, we started over where we stopped instead of resetting and having double pointers. And what I mean by double pointers is, let's see. So we have this pointer here. Whoa, thought it was this. I have this pointer here, copy, paste. And then let's get rid of that. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Copy, paste. So we both start here. And then boom, boom. Then move over and have them reset. And I could have sworn that I had done one of those before, and maybe that was my intention, but I do not have anything like that. And that's what that parenthesis problem is, because I believe that is exactly how our human brain is doing it. But all right, I digress. We are now almost 2 hours. Anything super pressing that we want to discuss before we get off, or you're like, hey, I really struggle with blank. I really struggle with the LF. I really struggle with loops. All of it is normal. Break and continues and loops are weird until you get used to it. And this already feels very garbagey. There's probably a better way to make this loop here just down here. So if it's else, we get stuck here. Because I do not like this. I may play around with this today. But I got a lot of other stuff to do. I gotta get through I want to get through the second or third module that I am on my certification, because I've got to improve my resume. With the lack of any formal education, I think that is hindering me. Of course, it could also be that I don't have any Tableau on my resume for the data analytics visualization jobs that I'm applying for. So, but I digress. All right. Anything else? Let's check. Let's make sure Discord. We don't have anything. Okay, don't see anything on Discord. Don't see anything in chat. 321 in Discord. Very cool, everybody. Thank you so much. Going once, going twice. Anything? Be like, hey, why? Because Vinky asked a good question. Of course, it went from 417 down to here. But very good question of, can't we handle this with an else? And probably true that this, because I get the premise of what Vinky was saying. There's probably a better way. Because like I said, this feels very garbagey, because we're having to check this twice. And it just, I think if this is here, then we get stuck in the loop. That's what my brain says. Because if these are good, we don't need to check, we don't need to loop through here. But if it's wrong, if it's garbage, then we need to loop through here. But I'll try that later. Don't want to slow you guys down. Like I said, we're approaching 2 hours. Going once, going twice. We got a couple people here. If by chance you're just dropping in and you've not hit the like button, please go ahead and hit the like button. Nico, Venki, Dax, hope everybody is well. And then Athavad. Hope you're doing well still. Venki, thanks for hanging out with us. Loved thinking about the emojis for a better visual. So, all right. Now let's see. All right, Nico, appreciate it as always. All right, everybody, we're gonna go ahead and drop, and we'll find something cool to talk about tomorrow. Hope everybody has a good rest of their day. All right, bye.